So it's almost summer, and now that I'm shopping for summer fragrances, I decided to come on here and show you my top 5 under $100. So if you're interested, just keep watching. Hey, I'm Dre and welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. Over here, we're all about looking and feeling your best for less. So if you're into that, go ahead and subscribe. But let's get into my top 5 fragrances under $100. These are in no particular order, but I'm gonna start with Chloe. I have some notes in front of me, so you may see me looking up and down periodically throughout this video because I just want to make sure I don't forget anything. But Chloe has more than one fragrance, but I'm referring specifically to just Chloe, the Eau de Parfum. Now, it belongs to the floral fragrance family, and the key notes in it are going to be peony, rose, honey, and cedarwood. Some of the other notes in it are going to be magnolia, lily of the valley, and warm amber. Now, I'll tell you, when I first smelled this, I thought, oh, this just smells so good. It smells like, I don't want to say a rich girl cologne, because what does a rich girl really smell like? It does smell expensive, but not ostentatious, if that makes sense. My take is that it's like a fresh floral, but not old ladyish. So you're definitely going to get the floral notes, but not so much so that you smell like your grandmother. You will definitely get the sweet from the honey, and you'll get a little bit of that cedarwood too. So it's a perfect balance to me between like floral and earthy. So it's gonna give you like that flirty, clean girl smell. So I think this one would be perfect for daytime. It's, like I said, it's a really light fragrance. Now, in terms of how long it wears, that's something I'm not really sure about because I've only worn it once or twice at this point, and I will say that it doesn't seem to last really long. I sprayed this and the other 4 fragrances that we'll talk about in this video on some testers and just went back to them a few hours later, and this one, I have to say, is probably the one that doesn't smell as strong as the other ones. So I'm not sure what the lasting power is on this fragrance, but it's definitely great in my opinion, especially for the price. Now, this one is at the top of the price range at $105 for a 1-ounce bottle, but you could probably get this a little cheaper than that, just depending on the time of year and what retailer you purchase it from and whether or not they're running a sale. But the $105 is the price right now at Sephora. So the next fragrance on the list is going to be Born in Roma by Valentino. Now, this belongs to the floral fragrance family. The scent type is warm floral, and the key notes in this fragrance are going to be blackcurrant, jasmine grandiflorum, bourbon vanilla. So my take on this one is that it smells rich. Now, this one does smell rich. This one to me is giving like boss babe vibes all day. It is deeper, definitely more deeper than the Chloe, but not heavy. I think this one is appropriate for day or night, and it gives, in my opinion, grown and sexy. I really like the Valentino Born in Roma, and it smells awesome. And the bottle is cute. It looks good on my vanity. So that one is definitely a winner. And it is $92 for the 1-ounce bottle. And all the prices in this video are going to be prices from Sephora. So they may vary by retailer, and like I said, based on time of year and whether or not they're running any sales. The third fragrance on the list is going to be the YSL Black Opium. Now, this one is nostalgic for me, but not in the way that you think. Growing up, my mother wore opium, and I never realized until maybe I was in my early teens that opium was made by YSL, but that was one of her favorite fragrances. Sadly, she can no longer wear it. She's a 2-time cancer survivor, and for some reason now that fragrance just makes her sick. But with that being said, when I was in Sephora a few months ago, I started smelling some of the YSL fragrances and came across the Black Opium, and it immediately reminded me of my mother, and I thought this is like the younger fresher, bolder version of Opium, in my opinion. And so it belongs in the warm and spicy fragrance family. The scent type is warm and sweet gourmand. The key notes in this fragrance are going to be black coffee, white flower, and vanilla. And my take on this, like I said, it is definitely a seductive fragrance, but it's also edgy and young, fresh, bold. To me, it would be appropriate for evening night out, date night. This fragrance to me is just giving I do what I want, and not in a bad way either. The next one is going to be Dior's Blooming Bouquet. This one belongs to the fresh floral fragrance family. That was a tongue twister. The key notes in it are Damascus rose, peony, and white musk. I really love this fragrance. It's light and floral, but it is sweet. To me, it gives an innocent vibe. It definitely smells like a bouquet of flowers, and it's perfect for daytime wear. And also, I think this would be the perfect fragrance for a teenager or a young woman, you know, their first designer fragrance, because it is a really nice, sweet fragrance and it's not doing too much. It's not too sexy or too seductive. So this is probably my favorite everyday fragrance for the spring summertime. However, I'll say that this one doesn't last that long on me either. Now, I'll give it a little bit of grace and say that I don't layer with this fragrance, so I don't know if that will make a difference, but the Blooming Bouquet does not wear very long on me. So I always like to keep a travel size in my bag when I'm wearing that, just in case I feel like I want to, you know, spritz up midway through the day or whatever. I may at some point invest in a body cream and just to see how that goes. I typically don't like to wear perfumed lotions, but I may give a try if I can get the Blooming Bouquet. Now, the last fragrance on my list, guys, and I saved this one for last on purpose because it is bar none my favorite fragrance on the list, and it was a blind buy. So I just feel so lucky that I actually like it, and like it so much that I like it more than all of the other fragrances that I actually smelled before purchasing. It's still in the box. I took it out just to smell it, but I put it back in the box so that you can see it. But it is from a company called the 7 Virtues. And see if we'll be able to see that. And the name of the fragrance is called Cherry Ambition. Now, guys, this fragrance is... Let me, before I even get carried away just describing it, let me go ahead and just go through my notes and tell you guys the information on it. So it is, the fragrance family it belongs to is warm and spicy. The scent type is also warm and sweet gourmand, just like the Blooming Bouquet. The key notes are cherry, saffron, and vanilla. But then it also has cherry blossom and floral notes, and warm amber suede. So you can see there's a lot going on with this fragrance, a lot of different layers. But my take on this one is that, like, guys, I immediately felt sexy when I put this on. It is just such, I don't even have the word to describe it, but it is just such a lush and rich, deep, sexy fragrance. Like, that's the only way that I can describe it. It is just, it's really sweet. You'll definitely smell the cherry. Like, I don't really know how to describe it. You will definitely smell the cherry in this fragrance, but you'll also smell a lot of other things, and it's sweet enough, but it's not overly sweet where it's juvenile. This fragrance is definitely grown. Like, it's definitely grown. Your man will probably love it on you. But it's also definitely an evening fragrance in my opinion. So if there was one on the list that I would say I would only wear in the evening, it would probably be the 7 Virtues. But let's get into it. Let me open the box up so that you can see the bottle and what it looks like. even though you'll see it on the screen as well. But I thought this was beautiful also because the bottle is clear and transparent, and you can actually see the virtue that this particular fragrance instills on the label through the bottle. But I am really interested in learning more about the 7 Virtues. They offer an array of fragrances. This one is just the one that I selected. I also have a travel size of the Coconut Sun. It's also a nice summer fragrance. I just didn't put it on the list because it's not one of my favorites. It smells a little too much like coconut for me. So I only wear that when I'm in the mood. That would probably be like a good beach fragrance. If I was ever on vacation, I would probably take that and try to use that up. I don't think I would buy that one again, but this one right here is bomb. But anyway, let's just get into it. So this company is, first of all, I don't know if you see this, but let me just show you the label. So the very top of the box says, "Make perfume, not war." So right off the top, this is a company that stands for something. All of their products are cruelty-free and vegan, and they're made with sustainably sourced essential oils. All of their perfumes are made with 22 to 30% fragrance oils, which is double the industry standard. So that's super dope just within itself. But in this particular fragrance, they are donating part of the proceeds to Days for Girls partnership. And Days for Girls is an organization that supports menstrual equity in North America. And they do that by giving education, advocacy, and product distribution. So they support a lot of worthy causes. The cause is going to be based on the fragrance that you buy. So I think that this is a brand that's definitely worth looking into. And I don't know if you would call this designer, even though all of the other fragrances on this list are designer, but it definitely smells designer. And I was reading some of the reviews, and a lot of people are comparing it to the Tom Ford cherry fragrance. I haven't smelled that, so I don't know if it's a good comparison or not. But in any case, this is my favorite. This may be my favorite fragrance. I may even like this over the Baccarat Rouge 540, and that's saying a lot. And the price, this one is $88 for a 1.7 ounce bottle. So this is definitely worth trying. Even if you're not into the cherry or the gourmands, I would definitely recommend that you just go into Sephora and just smell around and try some of their other fragrances to see if there's any that you like, because this is definitely a brand worth supporting.
I forgot to mention that this fragrance is extremely long lasting. It lasted all day, and after I showered, I literally could still smell it on my arm in the area where I had sprayed it. So they were not lying about the concentration or the oil content in this fragrance. It is definitely super long lasting.
But anyway, guys, that is all I have for you today. I will make sure to link all of the fragrances in the description box and in the comments, just in case you're interested. None of these links will be affiliates. I just want you to be able to have quick access to it if you wanted to pick up any of these items. But thank you so much again for stopping by. Till the next time we see each other, take care of yourselves. Bye.